Yesterday we looked at a parabola in standard form. Remember, standard form is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Today we're going to look at a different form. This will look more similar to something you remember. That's y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. And if you remember, we talked about this a lot in chapter 2.7. The a is going to determine its steepness, whether it's, steeper or wider. It's also going to determine if it's right side up or upside down. If that's negative, of course, it's going to be down. The h is going to say whether it's going to be shifted left or right, and that's opposite because it's inside. And the k is going to be shifted up or down. Now we're going to look at one example, and we're going to use the calculator for this. Okay, so let me give you this example. Let me erase really fast. Let's say we have the example y equals 1/2 x minus 3 squared minus 4. Now, looking at this, you already can predict what's going to happen. It's going to be wider by a factor of 2 or 1/2, however you want to think about it. It's going to move to the right 3, and it's going to move down 4. But let's go ahead and type this in. Of course, we can always use a calculator to verify what we're doing. So it's 1/2, we'll just say 0.5 times x minus 3 squared minus 4. And we get this. Okay? We're going to say this one opens up. It's positive. Like I said, this is a positive a. It's going to open up. If it were negative, it would open down. Now we need to find the vertex. Remember, the vertex is where this graph reaches a minimum. So we're going to calculate that. Minimum. So second, calculate minimum. Left bound is here somewhere. Right bound, we have to go to the right. Enter. And it says x equals 3.000005. We can just say that's 3. The vertex is at 3, negative 4. The axis of symmetry is x equals 3. That's where you can fold a line across it. That's where it's symmetrical. Now the difference for today is we need to find the x-intercepts. So on this graph, something like this, it crosses the x-axis twice. It crosses here, and it crosses the x-axis here. And we need to calculate where those intercepts are. Now, these are places on the graph where the x-intercepts exist. So we need to calculate what are known as the zeros. Both of these places, y equals 0. And when you want to find the x-intercept, you set y equals to 0, and you solve for x. Now we can do that we could of course plug 0 into here and solve for the x-intercepts. That's very possible. That's what we're doing. Or we can just calculate the x-intercepts in where we find the zeros. So you're going to hit second, calculate, 0. And it's going to say left bound, so we go to the left of one of them, like here. We have to go to the right of it as well. And we'll say enter. And it's going to say 5.82, so x equals 5.828. So I'm not sure how they'll have you enter this, 5.828, comma 0. That's the ordered pair. Of course, x equals 5.828 at that 0. Let's calculate the second one. So second, calculate 0. Left bound. Okay, we need to go to the left of the other 0, where y equals 0. And the right, we'll go to the right of it. It says x equals 0.171, comma 0. So both of these places are the x-intercepts. Both of these are the zeros of this equation. The last thing we need to do for this chapter, or this section, is to write the function in standard form. So let's say they give you something like this. Y equals negative 3, x minus 3, x plus 2. And it says write it in standard form. Remember, this one is standard form. So we need to get it into something like this. Right now it's more of in this form. So what we're going to do is distribute first this negative 3. So negative 3x plus 9. And now when you have two binomials, so two things with two terms like this, you're going to FOIL. This is probably a method you remember from before. That's multiply the first, the outside, the inside, and the last. So negative 3x times x is negative 3x squared minus 6x plus 9x plus 18. We're going to combine the terms. Negative 3x squared plus 3x plus 18. Now that's in standard form because it says y equals ax squared plus bx plus c.